Hi, I'm May.
And I'm Casper. And this is Graphite on Tape. On this podcast, we explore our different processes and mediums through conversation. We are both artists, both lesbians, married to each other.
And our first series is Exploring the Artist's Way, a 12-week course by Julia Cameron. Wanted to do the Artist's Way? Now is the time. This is an autonomous peer group. So please, join us each week on Mondays on our free tier on Patreon and listen along and reflect along with us on how it's been going and what you'd like to improve on. Week 8.
Week 8. Oh my God.
We did it.
We did it. We did another 2-week stint.
Honestly, I'm really glad we gave ourselves permission to do another 2-week stint.
Oh my God, me too. Honestly, time, what is that? Fuck time.
Just think that we are really practicing what we've been preaching, which is just do the work and don't hold yourself to ridiculous standards for it was perfect after the perfection, right?
For the perfection episode, we're like, fuck that.
Yeah, we don't have to do it perfectly, meaning 1 week of the book equals 1 week of our lives.
Yeah, and we needed it, man. We definitely needed the 2 weeks.
We really did.
This one.
Yeah, we did.
And I think we managed to accomplish a lot in this 2-week stint.
Yeah, to call us out a little bit though, we took 2 weeks and neither of us even did an artist date.
Okay, sure, but we fully rearranged our house
we'll get into it
for Artist Way purposes.
I know, we'll get into that.
Okay,
we'll get into that. Week 8, recovering a sense of strength. This week tackles another major creative block. Time. You will explore the ways in which you have used your perception of time to preclude taking creative risks. You will identify immediate and practical changes you can make in your current life. You will excavate the early conditioning that may have encouraged you to settle for far less than you desire creatively.
So week 8.
Week 8. So now that I've reread that introduction.
Yep. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your feelings.
I didn't realize how much of it was about time.
Yeah, or figuring out your relationship to time.
Yeah. To me, it felt more like goal setting in a realistic way. You know, when you're in high school or middle school and they're like, SMART goals.
What are SMART goals?
You never had to make them in a stupid job either.
Explain them to me and I'll tell you whether I've done
SMART, each letter of SMART stands for something.
Okay, what does it stand for?
Fuck if I know.
That does not help me. I know how to set KPIs. I know what.
So you use SMART to
key performance indicators, sure.
I know, but you use SMART to do that.
Sure.
SMART is specific, then measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based.
Okay, yes. I have done those. I have used this theory before. I learned it in tech, and tech likes to take things and then create fun new names for it, or their own proprietary names for it.
I hate SMART goals. They never worked for me.
Yes.
I didn't really understand, what do you mean measurable? Like you mean the metric system? I'm like, what do you mean measurable?
Can I weigh it in a measuring cup? Is it liquid?
Wouldn't every goal be measurable? Give me a non-measurable goal.
What they mean by measurable is specific.
But there's already specific. S is for specific.
Oh, so I think they just needed an M to make it smart.
SART.
SART goals.
But I would just get too caught up in it because how can you even create a goal that isn't measurable?
Though I guess sometimes measurable also is a way to be how are you going to measure this? So for example, if your goal is, I want to get more sales, it's okay, how are you going to measure that? And it's oh, well, I use an online tracking system and that's how I'm going to measure that I'm getting more sales, and I'm going to compare month to month. And if this month is more than last month, I'm going to call that more sales.
Yeah.
So measurable being, how are you going to measure it?
Yeah, I guess so. I never really enjoyed them. I found they were kind of useless for me. Mm-hmm. So when we did the tasks this week that had a lot to do with goal searching and figuring out kind of actions and plans, and the idea of filling out the form, which is another piece of the chapter, one of the major headings that you read. Or I guess Julia Cameron calls them essays. Mm-hmm. And that was really helpful for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was so mind blown, but I was. I've had this goal I've wanted to accomplish, which is mend our clothes that need mending so that we can wear them again. And then we don't feel like we have to go buy new ones.
Yep.
And also we like our clothes and we want them to last. So my goal is that I'm mending our clothes when they break. We have a few things that have broken and torn and things like that, lost buttons, and I have not repaired a single one. And when I feel myself overwhelmed and like frustrated that I haven't done this goal and I still can't move on it anyhow, since reading Filling the Form, I'm like, oh, I can just gather all the clothes and put them in a pile on my sewing desk. So that the next time that I sit down to sew, in general, I'll probably pick up the mending. I've never considered that kind of like little movement of filling the form, as Julia Cameron would call it, as taking a step towards my goal. And I actually think things like SMART goals have made it really hard to have that kind of idea around goal setting and around like what is actually like accomplishable, particularly because like what the fuck is measurable about like gathering your clothes and putting it on a desk, right? And taking that little tiny step. It doesn't really fit the SMART.
Oh no, because SMART goals are for corporate goals. I don't know why.
We used it
In
for like
Lord's name, we would teach children to do this, to set their personal goals.
the only one that I can remember, and I know there were tons more, but the only one that I can currently remember is creating SMART goals for like phys ed. So like you'd have like your 2 assessments, one at the beginning of the semester and one at the end of the semester.
Okay.
And then it would be like, I can't touch my toes.
I see.
And I want to improve on touching my toes. And then you'd have to like break it down into SMART.
Fuck, I hate that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just found that it was for me at least, was way more about my relationship to goals and commitments and things like that, which aren't like completely out of the realm of time, but it didn't feel super like blunt about time.
Yeah, I feel like the only part where I started to feel the like, oh, this is where time comes in is when we're doing like the goal searching exercise. And she's like, okay, cool. So what can you do in the next week? What can you do in the next day? That's when I start being like, oh, now I'm taking this like this dream idea that I have and I'm like, okay, cool. Now we're applying the constraint of time to it, you know? Yeah. But I really did I also really like the filling the form concept in terms of just what is one small action that you can take that brings you towards doing the thing that you want to do. Yeah.
There was also an exercise that I didn't really understand how it all tied together. Like week 7, I understood how all of the different essays tied in with everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't find that as clear this week for week 8. When we did that one exercise that's like filling out all these sentences and filling in all these blanks, and it's really like attached to your upbringing, your relationship with teachers and mentors, and how that has impacted your creativity and your art and the way that you see yourself and you see your art. That was a little lost to me on how it related to everything else.
Yeah, I think at least my understanding of how it fits in is to acknowledge, because the whole thing is about the whole chapter is kind of about power and like a sense of power and strength to do these things to actually be able to accomplish what you want to do. And I think that in talking about past like upbringing, mentors, teachers, things like that, I think the idea is that you need to acknowledge where power and things have been taken away from you a little bit. Because as we know, when you are a youth, everybody has power over you. So I think it really picks at the ways that power got taken from you and you got kind of like scrunched down as when you were younger, and how that has kind of instilled you with a sense that you don't have the strength or the power to do this thing now, even though you're a whole adult now. You know, you're not as
Gotcha.
beholden to these. You're not in the youth oppressed class anymore. You have graduated from that, and now not every person around you has so much power over you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I saw them tying together personally.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. While we're speaking about the exercises, do we want to like review that one and
Sure.
perhaps talk about it or share anything? Oh yes, I remember why it connected. You also have to talk about and kind of process and mourn in this
Yeah.
chapter. There's a mourning piece. I forgot about that. Where you're supposed to like allow yourself to feel the loss of your failures or the dreams that never got to be or the injuries that you sustained from careless teachers and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. In early patternings, it's just a bunch of phrases with blanks. And a lot of them are like, as a kid, my dad thought my art. I remember a time when as a kid, my mother taught me that my daydreaming was. I remember when she'd tell me to snap out of it by things like that. Some around teachers. There were some around like how you were inspired or how things made you feel in a positive light, negative light, some neutral ones as well. And then there were some that were kind of asking, if I believe I am really talented, then I am. I just can't believe I can. Things like that. A lot of these I'm going to keep to myself.
Yeah, me too.
I have a few that I will share. Do you have any that you'd like to share? It's okay if no.
Yeah, I think I have a few. I have a few that I would share.
Number 4, as a kid, my mother taught me that my daydreaming was magical and that it could become my reality.
That's so nice.
Yeah, my mom always believed in my art.
Oh yeah, mine too. Yeah, so I have sort of 3. I'll read 3 together because they kind of roll together as one concept.
Okay.
If that works. When people say that I have talent, I think they want to make fun of me. And the thing is, I am suspicious that anyone would be interested in what I have to say. And I just can't believe that people would take me seriously.
And that was 17, 18, and 19.
That's 17, 18, and 19, yeah.
How did you feel getting that all out?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some mourning to do because I think that especially now in this place in my life, I know a lot of those. Like a lot of the things that I answered in here, like I know in my bones is untrue. You know, when I had teachers who like spoke down to me or just like in general adults who would speak down to me or assert their power over me in ways that were frankly stupid. You know, I did really take those things to heart when I was younger, but now I am in a space in my life where like I don't let people have that kind of like the only people who have that kind of power over me are people that either I put there or the inescapable ones that we all have over us, you know? And so I know that a lot of those things aren't true. I know another one that I had written about that I literally wrote, I know this isn't true now, which is that like a big negative lesson that I got throughout my childhood was that you can't be practical and also be an artist. And as somebody who is pretty practical and also an artist, I think it's horseshit. You know, like I think there's always like a fear when a youth wants to be an artist. There's like that immediately like, ooh, like how are you gonna pay your bills with that? How are you gonna like these immediate reactions that people have when you show interest in art as a job, air quotes, job, or as something that you want to pursue when you're young. People really love to go out of their way to tell you how hard it's going to be. They go out of your way to tell you how like you're going to have to do all these things or like, oh, that's not very practical. And so I decided, you know, my way around to navigate around that as a youth was I was like, okay, fine, cool, I'll become a designer. Go fuck yourself. I have a real job now as a designer.
And skills that you get to use now.
Yeah, and skills that I get to use now because I knew so deeply in my soul that I was going to do creative work, that I was going to be an artist, that I was gonna figure out a way. And then everybody around me is like, practicality, making sure you're, you know, being stable and being an adult and having these things. And I was like, okay, cool, I will figure it out. I will find a way to have both of these things. You cannot stop me. You know, the mourning piece that I get from that is that now at the place that I am, I'm like, you know, I actually probably could have just pursued art and been fine. You know, like I could have just been an illustrator and I could have gotten work doing that, and I could have built a life doing the type of work that I wanted to do. I didn't actually, I realize now that I don't think I actually had to pretzel myself around to figure out how to shoehorn art into something that was like stable. I probably could have just pursued art and I would have been fine.
Yeah.
I probably would, maybe I probably wouldn't have gotten into tech, which honestly might have been a net bonus for my mental health if I had never gone there. So yeah, there was definitely a bit of a mourning to that where it's like, damn, like I really took a lot of this to heart and I worked really hard to like find the loophole that allowed me to like be smart and be reasonable and also be an artist. So yeah, that was like a pretty big one for this.
Yeah, this one for me was way more like cathartic, like a lot of thoughts and feelings that I'd had for a long time that I never really associated with my art. Kind of came out, and I got to process and like mourn a bit, and also just like feel angry,
100%.
which I think is really important to like feel that anger. One of the ones that really showcased that for me was number 9. The thing that ruined my chance to be an artist was all the trauma. I found it hard to heal and love myself for a long time as a result, which sometimes fueled my art, but ultimately it blocked my greater motivation.
100%. There's like a really common thread that like, and for some people, I think like the things that traumatize us can help like inspire art that we do. But at least for me personally, I have found that like when I'm living in like traumatized brain and trauma brain land, I'm not able to fill the form so much.
No, definitely not.
I'm not able to like figure out what the next small step to creating something is. I'm either like creating in these like fits of like catharsis of like I just have this feeling that I need to get out, which is great and I love art for that. But when it comes to
sustained
action and taking
thoughtful approaches,
yeah,
like,
being like stuck in just trauma hell does not help you do that.
not at all.
Not even a little bit. So
bringing up the form again, and I feel like it's really pushing me in my thoughts in the direction of all the other things that we've done this week. Because filling the form, like I talked about it a little bit with like putting all of my sewing on my sewing desk, things like that. But even before we fully did the exercise, we'd read the goal search exercise.
Yeah, we went on a walk and we were talking about it.
Yeah, we went on a walk and talked about it. So even before we did the exercise, we actually actioned it because we started thinking about, the filling the form thought. And that led me to, I'm going to gather all of my things, which I have. But it also led to like, what other goals do we have? And we've made some movement that we've desperately needed to make.
Yes.
For a long time.
100%.
These past 2 weeks.
Yes. Oh my God. These last 2 weeks have just been like clearing out the garbage.
Yeah.
Both emotionally and physically, I think.
And some of that movement is like really obvious. Like, for instance, if anyone is going to see Backstage Secrets being posted later this week or seeing us on Instagram, you'll probably see that we have a new setup, which is not super different from our old setup, but there's
a lot less stuff.
Yeah, we just have the wall behind us and we don't have a desk and like a printer and all this stuff. All of the art supplies, the printer, the paper, all of the things are still in the studio. We just kind of upgraded our storage situation a little bit. And since that's happened, I've done a ballet class in here and I've done some ballet related strengthening and conditioning in here as well. So, I've actually been able to take more steps in some of my goals of getting back to ballet and not just getting back to it and getting back to the place I was, but even exceeding my technique and my skills. So I'm really excited that we actually made movement on that, and it's been really wonderful to have this space for me. And it's nice that we share the studio now.
I love it. It makes me so happy because the thing too at the end of the day is I don't need that much space. to do what I need to do. And it makes me much more happy that we have space to like move and groove together.
Another thing that we did was move the sewing machine and all of its doodads out of the studio as well and open up a little corner in the bedroom for my sewing stuff.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I have my own space. I actually have a little chest. I don't know if you can call it a chest.
It's a writing desk.
I know, but it's like, it looks like a cabinet.
I know it does.
And then
It's
it
really
opens up into a little writing desk, and it was my grandparents. And like even some of my grandmother's thank you cards were still in it, so I've kept those in there. And I use that now. I have like my laptop and everything all set up in it, and whenever I'm done writing, I can just close it up. It's right beside my sewing desk. I have like a whole little corner dedicated to that, and that's been really nice. So I haven't felt like writing recently. I've been having a little bit of a time change. It's dark outside and I'm feeling down and struggling to get things done kind of time.
Yeah, 100%.
And with all of the like filling the form and like what's one thing you can do right now that like is even symbolically putting you closer to that goal. You know, I never thought of goals like that. It's like, well, I can't write right now. So if I can't write right now, then I can't do anything, and then I can't move towards the goal. And now I'm going to go curl up into a ball and cry about it. Where now it's like I have a different perspective on it. And I know that doing all of those tasks is bringing me closer to the goal that I want to accomplish with writing and with dancing. And it was really nice to actually get all of those things done and prioritize it in a way that I wouldn't have before because it wasn't strictly writing or dancing or sewing.
Yeah.
But another thing that we haven't talked about, and I don't think that you're gonna guess what I'm gonna talk about actually. This is gonna come to a bit of a surprise for you. But we've made movement on your goal to draw more as well.
Yes.
Because we've started working together more consistently with the C-Slack design clients. So, you know, we do some marketing and some social media, like content creation and management, as well as some brand creation and marketing, things like that. That is like part of your work that takes you away from being able to draw all the time.
100%.
And since I've started helping and we've started to get more into a flow of that, including like the administrative stuff, like the bookkeeping. And I think that as we get more and more into this kind of flow, which has kind of accelerated in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to leave more and more time for you to draw and less excuses.
Yes. We're just a hacking away at every single thing that gets in the way of, I think for both of us doing creative work. We're just like, how do we get rid of that? It's kind of been a very cathartic and helpful process to just like, as things come up that are like, well, I can't because X, then it's like, okay, let's look at X. What's actually there? Do you actually have to do X, or is this just like, fuck off, don't do this? Or is there a way that we could like work together to get rid of X?
Yeah, and work around it.
Yeah.
And like other things, like I'd get caught in like, well, I can't change that it's November and it's like a big transition time where like I'm getting way less light than usual, or, you know, enter the list of excuses where it's like, okay, well, you're really not going to draw or dance or XYZ right now? Okay, well, clean out underneath this and like do the storage for that, create space for this so that when you feel like dancing, it'll be right there and you can just go and there's no barriers. For your case, like you're not in a position where you cannot take on clients or hire out someone to do your bookkeeping or, you know, enter other things that you have to do in order to keep your business going. And that non-illustration time cuts into illustration time.
100%.
And the mental load of all those things sitting on your to-do list cuts into your ability to just like freely create without all of the, well, I should be doing this, or I could have been doing that. Oh, what about this on the docket? So I think that we've both been moving towards finding more time, like you said. And it's really interesting because it feels like not that these are, I'm just going to use the word sacrifice because I don't have a better one right now, but I don't mean all the connotations that tend to go with it.
Yes.
Is that as a partnership, we've done really well, and it's really exciting and inspiring because like I have like sacrificed some of my time to do things with C-Slack Design, and you have sacrificed some of your space in order to see my dreams grow as well.
Yeah.
We've been both pushing and pulling in a sense, and I think that it is like a peek into our relationship because I think that in some contexts and maybe in other people's relationships it would be a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice maybe on paper, but it doesn't feel like one to us.
No.
And it just shows how much we
see the vision.
yeah, well, how much we are like motivated to see each other thrive.
100%.
All right.
Thank
you so much for your patience, everyone, and stumbling through this like gloomy time with us.
Yeah.
And I hope that you've been having a little bit better of a time with the transition. But if you're not, just know that it's not normal for time to just change. With no warning. It's also not normal for it to be dark at 4 p.m. And your day is supposed to exist for many hours after that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get more sun.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
100%.
So give yourself some grace. Take 2 weeks to do something that you're supposed to do in 1 week.
Fuck yeah.
Follow our lead.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next Monday.
We'll see.
Bye.
Bye.